Checking in with the undefeated #1 team in women's lacrosse again today here on NE10. Now we are joined by Sydney Juvelier from the Pace women's lacrosse team. Sydney, first off, congratulations on another fantastic season to this point. We had Angelina Porcello on a couple of weeks ago, and we talked a little bit about the differences of being the hunted versus the hunter.
Yeah.
From your eyes, what's it like having been the hunted here in 2024?
Yeah, I've been here 5 years and it's definitely something we've never experienced before. We've kind of had this mentality of like on to the next, and that's kind of way to like relieve the pressure. We haven't been like looking too far into the future where like everyone's expecting us to go back to NE10 championship. We're kind of just like looking at one game at a time, and I think that's why we've been so successful, especially coming off last year. We feel that pressure. We lost a lot of big players on both sides of the field. So we had some young girls step up, and it's definitely why we're able to stay at #1.
You've obviously played a huge role for a long time. You scored 40 goals as a sophomore, so there's been a lot on your plate. But you guys do graduate four of your top five leading scorers from a national championship team, and here you are as #1, and here you are at the top of the statistical leaderboards as well. What's been different about your role though, because of that attrition, and for you now being one of the elder stateswomen?
Yeah, so definitely last year we had our leaders and great captains. And then this year I kind of stepped into that role, which is something I've never been on this team. I was nervous coming in, but also super excited because I knew we had a lot of young talent. This year, the way we kind of like are working the attack is like it's a lot of chemistry and working together. A lot of our goals come off assists when last year we had five like main dodgers, which were like lethal on their own. This year, it's kind of like we're flowing together like top to bottom. We have a lot of transition goals from defense to attack. And each goal, like even all mine, I attribute to like the girls that assist me. Like we wouldn't be scoring without all seven of us on the attack side of the field. So it's more of working together. And I think that's good, better for the younger girls because they're able to like see how the plays work together, missing a net and coming back in and going like through all the plays together. We definitely work to like get one goal at the end.
Where does that connection come from? How was that created, and why does it work?
Yeah, we use the word family a lot. Our culture around like outside of lacrosse is a big reason why we are like that on the inside of like the field. We are able to like I trust whoever I'm passing the ball to, and it's the same thing off the field. Like we do a lot of team bonding and had a lot of big conversations this year, like coming off of last year, especially we had a lot of shoes to fill. But we got close very quickly because we knew like we had the same goal we had last year. Like we want to go all the way again and we want to prove everyone wrong once again. A lot of people still doubt us, I think, especially with the young talent, but all those girls have been like stepping up. We have Maddie Schubert and Annie Sheehan who come in like first time playing, and they're huge scorers on our attack. And I'm so proud of how far they've come.
You guys have been tested a couple of times throughout this season, but then you went through a span of time where you were winning fairly comfortably, and then you have two games back to back where you take on Mercy on the road, where for a hot second it looked like you had gotten beat,
Yeah,
and then you've got the Adelphi game in Garden City right after that. You win both games by a goal. You win the Mercy one in double overtime.
yeah.
What did those two games do for you guys to put you through that kind of a ringer?
Yeah, Mercy was definitely a huge like wake up call for us that if we come out flat and we don't play our game like we do every time, like teams can beat us. Like there's a lot of good talent, especially in this conference and the region. I think Mercy was something that brought us together. And at Delphi, we did start out a little flat, but then towards the end, we came through and we had the lead more in the second half. And Adelphi is a great team. They came back, but our biggest thing this year is that we keep fighting. And a lot of times in the past, like my sophomore, junior year, we never made it past the semifinals because we not really gave up, but we just didn't have that fight in us. And this year, time and time and again, like we're proving that like we're fighting till the end, that last whistle, like we want the win just as much as anybody else. And I think that that gave us the boost of confidence that we needed, like beating big teams just like a Delphi. Like that's a huge win that we have under our belt.
I feel like the competitor in people would be like, no, I'd rather take the blowout win. But is there something really fun about being, I don't know if it's great for like your heart health, but is there something fun about being in those types of like, hey, we're down by 3 or 4 at Adelphi. We've got to claw back.
Yeah.
Everything's on the line.
Yeah, that definitely is. And it's kind of like a good nervous pressure that we like have like now experienced multiple times, and especially now going into postseason play, it's something that we will definitely experience again. There's a lot of good teams we still have to face this year. And I think now like having that confidence of like we know we can score in 15 seconds right off the draw. Like it's not something like, oh no, we're down by three now. What do we do? Like this morning at practice, we were practicing like down by three. What are we doing? And we were able to score in 2 minutes. Like, and it was something that definitely like just keeps building our confidence and like what we need going into postseason.
How hard is it to win a national championship?
Well, last year it was definitely just like a joyride. We were blowing out teams by 10. We never even beaten like Lemoyne and Delphi before. This year, I think it's more of like we're fighting for that. And we definitely want to go back and prove everyone wrong, but it's definitely one of the most amazing experiences I've like been in my life, but it's definitely hard and it's a lot of work. We were outside today at 6 a.m. to make sure everyone could be at practice before roommates have to go to student teaching and stuff. And everyone's just so dedicated. We do like personalized shooting practices, defensive ones. Like everyone's all in this year because we know that feeling and we want it again.
How many student teachers do you guys have?
We have two full-time, 5 days a week, and then we have three that go twice a week. So we have a lot.
That's
And then our attack coach is also a teacher. So we work around a lot of the schedules. They're gone all day, but we're out there at 8:30 at night or 6 in the morning, and everyone wants to be there every time.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
What was it like last year? I think I asked this question to Angelina as well. When did you realize like, hey, we're good enough to win it? And this is what we have to do to make sure that we accomplish that ultimate goal.
Yeah. Winning against Adelphi and Lemoyne were something that our program's been working at for like 10 years now. And that was definitely like a huge confidence boost. And then I think being able to beat teams by 10, 12 goals that like Bentley, Assumption, like St. A's, those all have been really good teams. And like we always were 1-1 with them. And I think like beating all those teams, we got the confidence and beating Tampa earlier in the year was just like that was like our bottom. Then we went up from there. We needed that loss against Florida Southern, and then we just didn't stop. The NE10 championship is definitely something difficult, but again, like we probably would have been really satisfied with that because we've never even been there before. So I think that loss was needed for us to go to the national championship because we knew like we didn't want to lose again. Like we weren't stopping until we got to the top.
Fast forward a year, what's it like to take those best shots? Because I mean, if somebody sees pace on their schedule, like, well, we're gonna go win this game, we
Yeah.
want to take them down. Do you feel that? Like, is that palpable that somebody's coming at you game in and game out?
Yeah, we always say like we feel like we get everyone's best game, or like goalies are making their greatest saves against us, and then like we kind of like for a second need to like bring it in and know that like we're number one, we know what to do. Like we're not going to play down to anyone's level. They can play up to ours, which is a lot of teams do. That's why the scores have been a lot closer, but we have that confidence in us that like we know we're number one, we're going to stay at it.
How much better does that make you? Like, if you know, like, hey, my window is could normally be this. I've got to score in this today. I've got to make a pass that much crisper.
Yeah.
Has that translated where it's made you guys better because you're always getting best shots?
Yeah, I feel like even in practice, we're a little harder on each other now because like we know like we drop the ball, there's three girls coming at us for the ground ball. But like last year we were up by a few, some girls weren't. So we definitely are like handing on like the little things, ground balls, stick skills, our shooting. Like we definitely are like making sure that stuff's perfect because we know we're getting everyone's perfect game too at us.
You guys have a huge week ahead. You're on the
Yeah.
road for 2 games. Both games are against top 25 opponents. Walk me through what the end of the season looks like for you in a perfect world for Pace Women's Lacrosse and how you guys attack it and get there.
Yeah, we definitely are. We know we have three big games coming up, especially on the road. We're looking to go undefeated, stay at that number one seed in the conference. I think that will be something we could definitely accomplish. We've worked for it all season, and we're not going to give up now. We're not going to slow down now. If anything, we're going to pick up the pace and win out the season the way we want to. Hopefully, no more overtime games or anything like that. But we're definitely going to go into postseason like confident and strong and ready to go.
Overtime's fun, Sydney. It's
Yeah, I know. I experienced it for the first time this year.
is that when was the last time you'd played in an overtime game?
I haven't been since high school. What Trish was saying the last time Pace went was 2019, so my senior year of high school, which I remember watching. They did, and then I was like, "Oh my God, I'm coming here next year." But it's definitely something exciting, and I think it was something we need to experience because like it almost happened again with Adelphi, but we were able to pull through at the end.
Last question. I asked Angelina this as well. Did you take anything with you from the White House?
I did. I took a piece of the grass actually and a napkin that said the White House on it.
Where is the piece of grass?
With the napkin in a plastic bag at home. I had to. I don't think I'll ever be back there. Well, unless when we win again this year, but it was an amazing experience. So I had to take something with me.
That's incredible. Um, Sydney, congratulations on the success so far, and best of luck here
Yeah.
as you guys finish out the season.
Okay. Thank you so much.